What is self-defense in Indiana? In Indiana, there's three elements for self-defense. Elements are basically what the judge tells the jury they must find in order to make a ruling for self-defense. So the first element is the person must have acted without fault. What does that mean? Well, we'll talk about this more in other videos, but basically, you can't start a fight with somebody and then when they fight back, say, oh no, I was just defending myself. You were the aggressor. You provoked that. So that's the first element. You have to have acted without fault. The second element is you have to be in a place where you have the right to be. Um, so basically, the case law is like, this person was trespassing in this apartment complex. He wasn't allowed in there. Or if you break into someone's home and they're aggressively trying to defend themselves, you can't be like, well, I was only defending myself because they attacked me. Well, you weren't supposed to be in that home. You were trespassed from that location. So you have to have the right to be where you're at. The third element of self-defense is there has to be a reasonable fear of bodily harm. Now, that reasonable fear, there's other videos we're going to make talk about that, but there's an objective component. Would a reasonable man or woman in your shoes feel the same way? And then also there's a subjective component. Did you actually feel that way? So that's the component of reasonable fear of bodily harm. The fourth element, which really isn't an element, but they kind of added on in the past couple of years, is that you didn't go overboard in defending yourself. The case law talks about cases where somebody breaks into somebody's house and the owner fires a gun to stop them. That's still self-defense. But then the owner starts chopping them up into little pieces. No longer self-defense. Where people are fighting and the person claims self-defense, but then they ended up shooting the person when their hands were up, when they're on the ground. You have cases where overboard self-defense where you shoot someone as they're running away. So maybe it started as self-defense, but then you went overboard. So that isn't a statutory requirement of self-defense, but it is an element that the jury is going to be instructed on, or the prosecutor at least is going to argue that. So that's kind of a brief overview of self-defense. Self-defense is an amazing defense. And you can also use that in defense of others. Everything I've talked about applies if you're defending somebody other than yourself. Was the person you're defending, did they have the right to be there? The person you're defending, are they without fault? The person you're defending, did you believe that they reasonably believe that they were in fear of bodily harm? If that's true, you can defend somebody else. So if you see someone getting whooped up on, you can step in and try to protect them. If you have any questions about self-defense, I encourage you, keep watching these videos. Feel free to subscribe. And if you have any questions, give us a call, 317-632-3642. Self-defense is amazing. And when used appropriately, it's an amazing tool. So have a great day. Remember, always plead the fifth.